If you want to tell me that this particular fighter is on the wrong end of the power equation, I'll give you that. But few guys can match his speed and his footwork. Prevailing wisdom is he'll try to fight on the outside tonight, stick and move a little bit. Exceptionally quick on his feet, sets up angles beautifully, manages distance as good as anybody on the roster, knows how to set up his attacks, knows how to stay of his opponent's range. Figures to be a big part of the strategy tonight, given the power that's coming back.
This guy has world-class choking techniques in all varieties, be it guillotine, choke, rear naked, Darce, anaconda. If this guy gets a hold of your neck, you've got problems.
So, Joe, as this fighter makes his way to the octagon, we have to start with the kicking technique. It's excellent. Doesn't telegraph anything, gets his foot to the target as quickly as any fighter on this UFC roster. More often than not, guys don't even see it coming. He attacks that lead leg beautifully. Opponent certainly is wary of those lightning-fast kicks coming in here tonight.
This guy is a dirty boxer, and he would like this fight to take place in the clinch, where he will have a distinct advantage in landing devastating in-tight blows.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. So 3 years the gap in age between these two fighters. Some differences in height and reach. Now here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 19 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, and 2 no contests. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Alex Cowboy Oliveira! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a boxer, holding a professional record of 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Tom Breeze! Begins our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one.
Ready.
We are underway. Stung him with the left there, Joe. Well, he's always on the counterattack, but a nice leg kick there by Breeze. Oh, slips to avoid the right. Both fighters throwing heat now. Now mixing one into the body.
He caught the kick.
Oh, a nice punch out of the break there after he had caught the leg. So he is really starting to put it all together now and clearly seems to have found the timing of his opponent. Switching stances here. Oh, that's a big hook there. Oh, and there is the kick. That one checked by Oliveira.
These guys are swinging.
Just over 3 minutes now to go in round 1.
He switched again to southpaw.
All right, so a nice straight punch there after he caught the leg. He decides to punch out as opposed to going for any takedown. Checks the leg kick. Oliveira gets tagged by the kick there. He couldn't have liked that too much, Joe. He blocks the punch. Nice punch by Breeze. Straight right hand, no good. Oh, beautiful technique on that straight punch. Well, his opponent's got the read now, Joe, as he lands the punch to the head. He's got to change up his striking pattern and the tempo, or he's going to continue to be vulnerable to that counter.
Nice left kick to the body.
Oh, head kick attempt. It is blocked by Breeze. That knee might have landed there. Now he's got over under.
Good body punch there. Pummeling under. Struggling to get the clinch.
Over under now in the clinch. Oh, nice change up on the tempo there as the hook in the clinch lands by Cowboy Oliveira. And he goes to the knee strike now, Joe. It's good.
Tries a big hook to the head, but misses.
Nice combination there. Oh, how about the multiple strikes landing here? That is a serious offensive barrage. Just out of range with that right hand. Oh, beautiful strike there as he lands up top, and he does so right after catching the leg. So maybe you thought he would catch the leg and go for a takedown. Instead, he goes for the punch, and he certainly found the range on that one. Round 2 straight ahead.
That's not going to happen this time. I need you to get back out there aggressive. Let this guy know who you are. You got it.
Brittany Palmer with us tonight.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, second round underway. All right, round 2 underway. Round 1 pretty entertaining, not the greatest round of the year per se, but pretty good action on both sides. Joe Rogan, your thoughts on what we saw from either fighter through those first 5 minutes? Nice punch there by Breeze. Just missed with the left there. Effective strike there by Oliveira. Punch is wrong.
Whoa!
See the total strikes.
He's doing a great job of blocking things here.
Lands a punch there, Joe. Missed with that attempt. Well, he left his head open again there, Joe. He's gonna have to make some adjustments with his corner if we get to the next round. He continues to lean in and move into the strike of his opponent. Not a good look for him defensively here. 3 minutes and change to go in round 2. And that one certainly found the target. Well, he's really picked up the pace here in round 2. Much more aggressive now here and starting to find himself in the
Oh, he's hurt!
He's got him hurt here. Try to establish that jab. Just over 2 minutes to go in the round. Oh, huge shot there.
Oh, big left hand! This could be it right here. Big straight punch.
Well, he has landed some good shots tonight, Joe, but as yet, he has been unable to string together any solid combinations, and that has served to keep his opponent in this fight. So let's see if he can change up the tempo a little bit with his strikes and try to put together a combination that is more damaging to his opponent.
Look at that jab. Nice.
Oliveira's lower jaw looking extremely swollen now. "45 seconds remain in the round." Front kick to the body is there. Nice job by Breeze. Tags him with the uppercut. Unable to connect with the right. 15 seconds to go. Ooh. What a round.
Striking is unbelievable. You're mixing it up perfectly. I love what you're doing with your kicks. Keep those going. He's slowing down.
Arianny Celeste is holding it down.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Third and final is underway. Well, he hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. He continues to connect on a high volume of strikes here. The right hand just misses. Damaging strike there. Inside leg kick is there by Oliveira. Oh, he lands another strike to the body here, really starting to connect on a lot of strikes to the midsection here in the latter stages of this fight. Oliveira gets caught by that straight punch. His defense has abandoned him tonight. Oh, he's hurt!
He got hurt bad. He's in big, big trouble.
Wow. Back to the feet.
Lands a huge kick. Oh, beautiful hook. And there he swung with a haymaker.
Oh!
Front kick to the face.
He's got him hurt here.
Oh, he clipped him. He's hurt. He's down. Big shot from the clinch. He's still wobbly, though. Oh, another one. He got hurt very, very badly. Attempts a big hook to the head, but misses.
How about that shin? Clinch now. Over under now, Joe.
Double underhooks.
Strong transition there, Joe. He goes back to the back.
Struggling for position in the clinch. Oh, he hurt him again. He hurt him. This could be it. Oh, he hurt him again. Back to his feet again. Amazing.
Timely defense there. Huge block for him. Trying to establish that jab once again. Nice job to get the foot off the canvas and to the target quickly. Beautiful inside leg kick by Breeze.
And here's the end. And again, here in round two, beautiful technique here. Times that strike perfectly. Round three, some serious torque and power behind that leg kick.
All right, the official decision is now in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-27. For the winner by unanimous decision, Tom Breeze.
All right, so there he is, your winner tonight by way of decision. So he didn't get the finish that he was looking for, but he will certainly take the nod there and the accompanying win. Monty, congratulations on one of the bigger wins of his UFC career.
I'm still here. Davies, talk that talk. Streets need that. NYC, LA, Chicago, Detroit, the whole world. Let's get it.
Coming up next, it's a light heavyweight matchup between Gokhan Saki and Corey Overtime Anderson.
Took a trip, now we taking sprints. I wasn't made the job. I'm on ships, rolling coaster grip. Almost major now. Stop, boy. I got high.
All right, so here he is, Corey Overtime Anderson. He has been an outstanding takedown artist in the UFC, and that really speaks to his wrestling background, Joe Rogan. Graduate of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, 2-time collegiate wrestling All-American. He's had a lot of seminal moments in the UFC, but really believes his best days are yet to come. Corey Overtime Anderson finds himself in another massive spot tonight.
This guy has world-class takedown defense. He is incredibly difficult to take down, and once you do get him down, he gets back to his feet very swiftly.
it good to see this guy in the big show. There is a real possibility that he'll employ his excellent Muay Thai kickboxing to get the opponent out of there early tonight. Just an outstanding arsenal of kicks and knees and punches, elbows in the clinch, and any one of them could be a fight ender at any given time. Scary proposition really to everyone in this division now that he finally is where he belongs in the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
This guy has devastating one-punch knockout power, amongst the very best in the world at delivering a single blow to end the fight.
And now our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. So a more than 5-year gap between these two fighters when it comes to the age. Some differences in height and reach as well. And now to get us started, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting at the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 12 wins, 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Corey Eccleston. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai kickboxer, holding a professional record of 1 win, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Gokhan the Rebel Saki. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Dan Miragliotta.
Dan Miragliotta.
You ready? You ready?
And we are underway.
Slightly deflected.
Oh, he found the target there, Joe. Nice punch.
He just had an outstanding leg kick. He's in big trouble here.
Big
Beautiful
body
shot there, too. Hurt him with that overhand. Oh, what a leg kick.
Slips the punch nicely there.
Oh!
Slips the punch. Anderson gets the double leg takedown. Nice job there, disguising his entry.
Showing good defense, covering up, stopping that ground and pound.
And busy as he looks to improve position here.
Lands a good shot from the bottom. Nice right hands, very nice. Covering up, doing an excellent job of stopping the ground and pound.
Oh, postures up and lands a huge head strike there. Nicely done by Anderson.
Big elbow. Oh, he connected with an elbow.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Strong bottom work here, staying busy. Postures up now. Oh, and delivers. Huge punch to the head there.
And he's softening him up with elbows.
That landed. Nice elbow to the body there by Anderson.
He hits him with a hammer fist.
Less than a minute to go now in our opening round. 45 seconds to go here in round 1.
Hammer fist.
Anderson ground and pound from half guard. He is making these shots count. 20 seconds now remain in the round.
Oh, elbow to the head.
5 minutes in the books.
Excellent. Beautiful, man. He's hurt. You had him right there, man.
The lovely Brittany Palmer is with us.
You ready? You ready?
All right, round 2.
He's definitely going to want to start this round off fast to try to pick up where he left off. His opponent was in big trouble at the end of that round.
Well, one got through. That kick was blocked. Ooh. Oh, straight right.
Oh, caught a big one.
That's a good combination. He is right in. Oh, he's got hurt here. How about that shin?
Missed that shot.
Oh, nice job of avoiding the clinch. Don't want to be there. Just misses with the jab there. And he lands a kick to the leg now. Pretty good work on the feet tonight by Anderson. Well, he gets cracked to the head there, Joe. He continues to be vulnerable by leaning in. He's almost moving into the strike at this point in time. You got to get that head off the center line. Single leg takedown. Anderson's hammer fist is blocked.
Covering up, doing a nice job of blocking those shots from the top.
Oh, outstanding combination of ground and pound punches here by Anderson. "90 seconds to go. Oh, he connects there. Obvious redness now on the right side of his body, Joe.
Oh, look at that. Oh, big elbow. Back to the mount again. Hip escape, nice hip escape.
30 seconds to go in round 2.
Oh, big elbow. Oh. 10 seconds to go here. Let's see what happens.
Anderson ground and pound from half guard now. Let's see if he can do some damage. All right, that's the end of round number 2.
This is it. Your striking is what got you here. And your striking is what's going to get us out of here. All right?
Arianny Celeste on hand. Third round underway.
That one hurt.
That is going to do it. Corey Anderson.
And that is a great sign of an intelligent fighter. Composure. Knew he hurt him, and he's taking his time.
Yeah, Joe, the finish comes courtesy of some outstanding ground and pound, and it's one thing to try to score when you have your opponent in a compromised position on the ground. It's another thing to try to end the fight, and that's exactly what he was trying to do here tonight. Elbows and punches and hammer fists, one weapon after the next, and ultimately the knockout materializes. Nicely done there. So there he is as the celebration continues. A huge knockout for him here tonight. That could hold up as one of the better knockouts of the year. Now we go inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata calls a stop to this contest at 18 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Corey Anderson.
So there he is, the man of the moment. Certainly maximized the showcase here tonight, Joey. Gets a big win by way of the knockout. Certainly kept the judges out of it here tonight. Perhaps some bonus money is coming his way, but there will be no wiping the smile off of his face tonight. He will party deep into the night with his friends, his family. A huge knockout turned in by that man here tonight, and he has set himself up for a huge fight now moving forward inside the octagon. It is a women's bantamweight matchup between Liz Carmouche and Jessica Eye. So as this young woman makes the walk to the octagon, if you wanted to tell me she's the fastest fighter in the women's ranks, I'm not going to argue with you. Beautiful combination of speed and footwork, just so quick on the feet, darting in and out, creating offensive angles, all the while staying out of her opponent's reach. A master on the feet, and it's all set up by her quickness and speed.
This girl is a really well-rounded fighter, a full and complete mixed martial artist with an arsenal of techniques from Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, boxing. She can really do it all. So very unpredictable in that regard and very comfortable no matter where the fight goes.
Well, she made her UFC debut unforgettably against Ronda Rousey, UFC 157, February of 2013 in Anaheim, California. It was the first women's fight in UFC history, and Liz Carmouche nearly left that night as the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion. She's still trying to get back to the top of the heap and has some momentum tonight, Joe. Big wins recently over Lauren Murphy, Caitlin Chookagian. Liz Carmouche proving still that she is still a force to be reckoned with at 135 pounds.
Liz Carmouche is an incredibly strong, relentlessly aggressive fighter who has devastating ground and pound and a very solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game to go with it.
And here is tonight's tale of the tape. So 2 years, the gap in age, and they have the same height and reach. And now with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 13 wins, 6 losses, and 1 no contest. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, USA, Jessica Eva Eye. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a Valley Judo fighter holding a professional record of 11 wins, 6 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of San Diego, California, USA, Liz Carmouche. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, your referee.
You ready? You ready?
Here we go. All right, here we go with the start of round 1, and Liz Carmouche has seen it all, right? This is a savvy veteran. She's fought for a UFC title, Joe. Very few things could happen inside this octagon that Carmouche hasn't seen before.
Stuffed.
Oh, she found the target there. That'll work. All right, so here we go. Round 1 is underway, and you know, Joe, she's got some of the most powerful kicks in this division. Let's see if she can find the range early here tonight.
Trying to take the back here. Good control here. Moves to half guard. Perfectly timed sweep. Transitions to full guard.
Nice punch by Carmouche.
She moves to full guard.
Trying to stay heavy here as best she can.
Hip escape, gets out of the full mount. She's in full mount again. She's working from half guard. Excellent sweep. She's inside control. And now she's got full mount.
Jessica Eye gets caught with that punch.
She's now back in full mount. Good control, posture's up. Hip escape, nice hip escape.
90 seconds now to go in this one.
Inside control, tying up that arm, looking for the Kimura. That arm looks locked up tight.
Oh, we're getting a finish here.
This Kimura is very tight here. She might be forced to tap. And she got her arm out. Wow, I thought she was gonna have to tap. Working from full guard. Very nice sweep. She's working from side control.
"15 seconds.
Good punch. Covering up, doing a nice job of stopping that ground and pound.
Horn sounds for the end of round one.
Listen, I need you to stay a little bit more active and a little bit more movement. Keep that head moving. I need you to get behind that jab. And
The beautiful Brittany Palmer with us.
You ready? You ready?
Second round underway. Carmouche gets caught with that punch.
Beautiful jab. This could be it right here. Really swung for the fences with that hook, but misses.
Jessica Eye gets caught with that punch. Got to shore up the defense here. How about that shin? Carmouche's attempt there is blocked by the opponent. Beautiful uppercut there. Oh!
This could be it. Woo! Woo! Look at that jab.
Well, she got her head snapped back with that jab, Joe, and she continues to show a vulnerability here by almost leaning right into her opponent's range. Oh! Huge right hand!
This could be it right here. Nice jab. Excellent movement here on the ground.
Under 3 minutes here to go in round two. Changes her stance.
Nice kick to the body.
Just reached the midpoint of the fight. First takedown attempt is there.
Excellent movement and transitions here on the ground. Staying busy.
Well, you don't want to spend too much time fighting off of your back, Joe, but pretty good work here from the bottom by Eye.
Big shot from the bottom. Tries to move to half guards, but can't.
Carmouche gets caught with that punch.
Excellent movement on the ground here. Constantly moving, constantly staying busy.
90 seconds now to go in the round. Oh, strong punch there by Carmouche. Well, pretty good work off of the bottom here by Jessica Eye.
Into half guard again.
Lands a strike now from the bottom. Nice work there by Ai. All right, 45 seconds now to go in the round.
Hip escape, gets out of the full mount.
30 seconds to go in the round. Carmouche hammer fist, that one blocked.
Landed some big punches from this position. She's now in full guard.
And that's the end of round number 2.
Deep breath. Great. Last round coming up. You got 5 minutes. I want you to go out there and finish this fight.
The OG Arianny Celeste in the building with us tonight.
You ready? You ready?
Third round underway.
That last round was an all-out brawl. If they continue like that in this round, someone's getting knocked out.
Ooh, she lands the hook.
Wow! Big punches here.
Big body
shot
shot.
to the body. Sweet reversal.
Trying to stay heavy here as best she can.
Going for the takedown here.
Impressively done.
Looking to pass.
Ai's lower jaw now, Joe, starting to show some signs of swelling.
Oh, good left hand. Big punch from the bottom. Oh, good left hand. Excellent movement here on the ground. Full mount. Excellent sweep. Hip escape, nice hip escape.
Oh, that flush right hand is true, Joe.
He tries to pass here but gets shut down. Nice sweep. She's now working from full guard. And now she's in half guard.
2 minutes to go in our third and final round. Oh, postures up and delivers a massive elbow.
She's showing good defense here, controlling that arm. Excellent movement and transitions here on the ground, staying busy. Look at this reversal. And she's inside control. Excellent movement on the ground here, constantly moving, constantly staying busy. Tries to pass, but cannot.
Under a minute now to go in the fight.
She's moved back to full guard now. She's got that arm trap, showing good defense.
Trying to stay heavy here as best she can.
Back in a mount, this is crazy. Hip escape, gets out of the full mount. Tries to pass here, but gets shut down. Reversal, very nice.
The final horn sounds.
This is where you need really educated judges. Beautiful strike here, lands on target. And again, here in round 2, beautiful technique here. Times that strike perfectly. Round 3, looking to do some damage with the ground and pound, and this elbow finds the mark.
All right, it looks like the official decision is in. Yes, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28. For the winner by unanimous decision, Jessica Ego.
So we congratulate her on arguably the biggest win of her UFC career here tonight, and she continues now to celebrate with her coaches and her corner. This is a big win for her. There is no overstating just how big this could be as you project her now moving forward in this division. And the matchmakers now have an interesting situation on their hands as they try to figure out who is next. Big win for her here tonight. All right, coming up next, it's a lightweight bout between Ross Pearson and Irish Joe Duffy. Well, we really don't see a lot of guys in MMA with boxing skills like this. Certainly could realize great success as a professional boxer if he so chose. We're glad to have him here on the UFC, though. Powerful punches. He'll wow you with his combinations. You know, some people think the sweet science is a simple art. You watch this guy, it's anything but. Vast differences in ability, in technique. He'll look to put the hands together tonight.
This guy has nasty arm bars and leg locks. It is his specialty, and if he gets a hold of a limb, you either tap or it snaps.
Well, the crowd pops as this guy makes the walk to the octagon, and you can see why if you've watched film on him. This is a true mixed martial artist, plus skills in all areas, and figures to be a handful, really, for anybody in this division. Probably comfortable tonight anywhere the fight goes. Truly a well-rounded MMA fighter. You know, we trot that term out there a lot. This guy fits the bill.
This guy has some of the best defense I've ever seen inside the octagon, and they say that defense is the best offense.
And now our tale of the tape for this lightweight fight. 4 years apart, with similar height and some differences in reach. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer, holding a professional record of 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Donegal, Ireland, Irish Joe Duffy. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 22 wins, 13 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Sunderland, England, he is an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Ross the Real Deal Pearson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
So Herb Dean, third man in there for this one.
You ready to fight? You ready?
And we are underway. If you know anything about Ross Pearson, not the type of guy who would turn down, I wouldn't take any lightweight on this roster. Oh, he lands a huge kick to the body, Joe.
He hurt him with that hook.
Combinations here. Again, going back to the jab, just out of range. And he connects with the punch there.
This is a bit of a chess battle here.
Trying to double up on that jab. While the body was wide open, his opponent took advantage. Kick to the body, lands flush. He's going to have to make some adjustments here moving forward. Whiffs on the straight right hand. Oh, nice strike landed there by Pearson. And a strong outside leg kick there.
Hard straight punch. Head kick!
Under 3 minutes to go in round 1. Throwing that jab yet again out of range. And he lands a nice kick. Much improved defensively as he blocks the shot. Duffy gets hit and hard with that big overhand.
Lands a hard shot with the left. Big straight punch. And he's looking for that left. Hit him with the jab.
Again, he's looking for that left. It's not there. Straight right hand now, just misses.
These guys are exchanging huge shots.
Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home. Pearson gets hit by that leg kick. Oh! Pearson gets caught by the inside leg kick. 45 seconds to go here in round one. So we cross the 30-second mark in our opening round. 20 seconds left. Checks that leg kick. Round two is next.
Like you normally do everything like you normally do. Distance control. The rest can take care of itself. You ready, baby? I know you are. It's time.
Brittany Palmer in the building.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Second round here. All right, so second round underway. A little bit of a feeling out process, I guess, in that first round. Entertaining action on both sides. Nothing that wowed the crowd necessarily. Oh!
He hurt him.
He's got him hurt here. Big
Beautiful
body
shot there, too. Body kick, look at that.
We show you the total strikes. Shows him the left and then follows it up with a right. Nice 1-2 punch there by Pearson.
He's feinting with the punch.
And both guys really throwing with authority. Pearson looked like it did stun him a little bit.
Oh, he got clipped there. He got hurt. Boom! Shin to the dome.
Man, Joe, he continues to leave that head open. His opponent's got to be salivating at this point in time. That jab has been there all night. You got to get that head off the center line. Just misses with the jab. Oh, a huge block there. Well, the offense has been there. He is landing some good shots, but not really stringing them together and putting combinations on his opponent. He's got to mix up his strikes, change his tempo a little bit, and try to get his opponent out of there by landing more than just one strike at a time. So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round one, a little bit of a feeling out process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found the range.
Oh! Nailed it! That one hurt him badly.
90 seconds now to go in our second round. How about that shin?
Oh! Oh, he's hurt!
Big body shot!
Body.
Oh!
He's in big trouble.
And now starting to snap off that jab. jab now, no
What
good.
a wild exchange!
Big
Beautiful
body shot
there, too.
All right, round 3 coming up next. All right, so there's the horn. The round is over. The bleeding on the nose is not. The cut there is only getting worse. The blood is starting to come down into the mouth, and that's when it can impact the breathing pattern, Joe. So significant damage done in that round. The cut on that nose most definitely getting worse at this point of the fight.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway.
That last round was absolutely insane. Both guys hurt on multiple occasions. If they continue it this way in this round, someone's gonna get knocked out. The kick gets through.
Connects now with the 1-2. Duffy's cut on his nose is just pouring blood at this point. You wonder if that's impacting his breathing by now. Punches in bunches, and he hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down here tonight. I'm not sure how much more his opponent can take. Oh, a nice inside leg kick landed there by Ross Pearson.
Clean, straight punch. Roundhouse kick lands.
Effective punch there by Duffy. Pearson just...
Oh! Oh, you heard him.
Big body shot.
Body. This fight is dangerously close to being stopped. Big Superman punch.
Keeps going back to that jab, keeps throwing that jab, but unable to land. Under 3 minutes to decide this one.
Oh! He's badly, badly hurt.
Oh, he's really starting to apply pressure on his opponent here. Different approach here in the last couple rounds, and it's the exact sense of urgency that you want to see from a fighter. Take the judges out of it. Joey missed with that straight right attempt. Oh!
He's in trouble, he's in trouble.
Throwing that jab now again, the fighter evades.
He counters with a huge left hand.
Vicious combo there! Oh, big left hook there. So clock starting to become a factor here. Trademark inside leg kick there by Ross Pearson. Slips.
Good defense there.
Just misses there with the left. 30 seconds now to go in the fight.
Look at this.
20 seconds to go. Oh, big overhead.
Beautiful body shot there, too.
All right, so this one goes the distance. I would think it's a relatively easy fight for the judges to score. Joe, he should clearly be the winner. I think he got a lot of things done in really every realm of mixed martial arts. We await the scorecards, but he should have his hand raised here in short order.
Round 3, beautiful technique in this punch here, and it finds its way to the head.
Here's Bruce Buffer.
Really clear-cut victory. I doubt the judges are going to have any problem with this one.
30-27, 9-28, and 30-27. For the winner by unanimous decision, Irish Joe Duffy!
So there he is, your winner by way of decision. And Joe, I think he took his game to that requisite next level here tonight. He had a lot more eyeballs on him in this spot tonight, and I thought he really shined. You saw the matchmakers seemed happy with the performance, and let's see who they choose to match him up with next. Big win for him here tonight. All right, coming up next, it's a middleweight matchup between Brad Tavares and Johnny Hendricks. So here's the former UFC welterweight champion Johnny Hendricks, four-time All-American wrestler at Oklahoma State University. That is certainly his bread and butter, but it's that left hand, Joe, that has sent bodies flying across the canvas in his UFC career. And this is a man who realized the UFC welterweight title with a win over Robbie Lawler back at UFC 171 in 2014. Now at 185 pounds, no longer dealing with what was a devastating weight cut. We'll see if Johnny Hendricks can make a run here in the second division.
Johnny Hendricks might have the best knockout power the UFC's welterweight division has ever seen. His left-hand bomb is one of the scariest weapons in all of mixed martial arts.
So as this knockout force makes his way to the octagon, Joe, this is not a guy you want to stand on a napkin in the center of the octagon and trade punches with. You get in a slugfest with this guy, more often than not, you're concussed, twitching on the canvas. You can be sure he'll be looking to make contact and find a home for those heavy hands early and often. Power for days, power in all of his strikes. Scary, scary addition to this division, and a guy who a lot of people believe will be an immediate contender.
This guy has ruthless one-punch knockout power. You can't teach it, but when a fighter has it, it's a huge advantage.
Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight. 4 years the difference in age between these two fighters. Some differences in height and reach. We send it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 18 wins, 8 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, Johnny Big Rig Hendricks! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 17 wins, 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, Brad Tavares! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Miragliotta.
So Dan Miragliotta shares the cage.
Ready? Ready?
All right, ready to go here with live action as we get underway from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. All right, so here is Johnny Hendricks back competing at 185 pounds as we get ready to go with round 1. I know a lot of observers are interested to see how he approaches this one tactically. Does he go for the takedown, which figures to be there, or choose to strike with a very gifted striker? Time will tell.
And he's going to try to take the back.
Joe, your thoughts on what we might see here early?
Johnny Hendricks has some serious power, particularly with his left hook. Keep an eye out for that punch. It looks to me like he's trying to turn towards either side. Neither fighter's really doing anything. Tries to pass, but doesn't make it.
And he switches his stance yet again. Oh, and he tags him with the straight, beautifully placed there by Brad Tavares. Well, he got his head snapped back there, Joe. The straight punch lands flush to the head. And again, he's just not doing things defensively that you want to see. Move that upper body, get that head off of the center line. Right now, he's just leaning right into his opponent's range. Oh, hook to the head by the Hawaiian Brad Tavares. Sprawls out of the way of that takedown attempt. There's the leg kick, that one checked by Tavares. Good job keeping that head off the center line. Slips to avoid the right hand. Oh, caught him there with the head kick.
Oh, and he's down.
Now he goes for the single leg. Straight right, he misses. Hendricks gets caught with that punch. His chin is held up thus far. Got to shore up the defense here, though. Throwing that jab, no good. Nice crack there. Going orthodox now.
He's fainting with that kick.
There's that inside leg kick, Joe. Oh, effective strike there by Brad Tavares. 1 minute to go in round one.
Nice kick right there.
He missed with that jab attempt there.
Oh!
Back southpaw now.
Oh! Misses a huge hook to the head.
Oh, nice jab to the head there by the Hawaiian Brad Tavares. 10 seconds to go.
And he doesn't get it.
Horn sounds for the end of round one. Brittany Palmer in the building tonight.
Okay, you ready? Round two. Ready?
Round two underway. All right, so here we go with round two. Good first round in the books. Both fighters had their moment. Again, I'm glad I'm not a judge, right? A difficult round to score. We will see, though, Joe, if there's an uptick in the aggression here in round two.
Johnny Hendricks has in his left hand perhaps the best one-shot weapon in all of MMA. He is a knockout artist. He is also a tremendous wrestler. World-class on the ground and a brutal knockout artist to boot.
Oh, he got cracked with the jab there, Joe, and his head is firmly on the center line, the one place it really can't afford to be. He's showing some vulnerability here by leaning right into his opponent's range. Let's see if he can make some adjustments here. Nice punch by Hendricks. Tavares gets hit by that leg kick. May not be a bad idea to start to check some of these.
Great exchanges. That was a big left hand. You mean he threw that with every ounce of his being. He tagged him.
He's got him hurt here.
Nice leg kick.
Oh, he might be out. He's looking for that left hand. Not there. Well, a really good second round for him thus far. After a somewhat lackluster first round, he has found the rhythm and found his striking range. Scary proposition for the opponent now here in round two.
Nice punch. Lands a big
huge
left hand.
punch is good. Nice jab by Hendricks. Tavares' cut is getting worse. The cut man chomping at the bit to get in there. He'll have to wait for the break between rounds if we get there.
That one hurt. Tagged him. Really threw everything into that uppercut, but fell short. Successfully avoids the clinch.
Well, he's landed some excellent shots in this fight tonight, but more often than not, it has been one and done. So the emphasis now moving forward, combinations. Throw your punches in bunches and really try to force the issue and get your opponent out.
Oh! He's in big, big, big trouble. Oh, he tagged him with the left. Hendricks is in trouble. Body kick, look at that.
Standing up on both sides.
Catch your breath. Breathe. Listen, you can do this now. I want you to go down and put your combinations.
Arianny Celeste in the building. and final round.
Look for him to go on the attack early in this round, try to pick up where he left off. Oh! He's got to be careful here.
Well, you gotta love this performance here tonight, Joe. He continues to land a high number of strikes just as he did in the previous round and seemingly not slowing down at all here tonight. Nice head movement to slip the left hand.
Beautiful timing on that leg kick. Lands an overhand. Excellent feint with the kick.
Nice defense on the single leg takedown. You can tell he's worked on that.
Tries a big hook to the head, but misses.
Hendricks gets hit with that overhand flush to the head. Just over 3 minutes to go in our third and final round. Well, straight right hand has been a good weapon for him, and this is with it there.
Trying to spin to the back.
Hendricks' lower jaw very swollen now. Time to bite.
Devastating left hook.
He's got him hurt here.
Big shots.
Well, yet again, he goes back to the jab and he lands it. And defensively, this fighter is going to have to figure something out. He continues to lean into his opponent's striking range. He's going to have to stick and move and figure out a way to get his head off the center line. How about that shin?
This fight is dangerously close to being stopped.
He's got him hurt here. Oh, he's landed a high number of total strikes here in the latter stage. Oh! Huge right hand!
He's in big, big trouble here. Oh! What a leg kick.
The left hook hits home. Sprawls here, Joe. Changes his stance. You'll see a lot of this from this fighter.
Oh. Nailed him with that right hand. Oh, he's out.
He's out!
Oh! Beautiful, accurate uppercut that got him the win.
Yeah, Joe, just the way he drew it up as he gets the knockout victory here tonight, it's hard to land a strike more flush than he did right there, and I'm not even sure the opponent saw it coming. So he'll see the replay and probably shake his head, but ultimately this is a huge result and a huge win for that fighter here tonight.
Let's look at that from a different camera. Great angle here. Boom! And he's out.
And there he is after a massive knockout here tonight. Near perfect execution and a seminal moment for him here in the octagon tonight. We send it inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 29 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout, Brad Tavares.
So just the way he drew it up here tonight, what a monumental moment and knockout to get his hand raised here tonight. He kept the judges out of it. He has certainly set himself up for a major opportunity here moving forward. But you can be sure tonight is about this knockout. He'll be celebrating deep into the night with his friends, his family, his coaches. Congratulations on a big KO tonight. It is a women's 115-pound matchup between Michelle Waterson and Alexandra Albert. Well, if you've seen this young woman hit a speed bag, shades of Floyd Mayweather, the hand speed is absolutely insane. And I think for a lot of women who fight her, they feel like as long as they're precise with their timing and they're efficient and accurate, they can avoid the hands, but more often than not, you just can't. And even though she doesn't necessarily have the biggest knockout power in the division, the hand speed, downright scary.
This girl has a ridiculous chin. Her ability to take punishment is the stuff of legends. I have seen her take bombs and barely wins. She presses forward, and because of the fact that she has this incredible chin, she is able to stay in the pocket and land strikes on her opponent that maybe other fighters would never be able to get off.
The karate hottie Michelle Waterson, injuries have been part of the narrative, but when she came back in that main event against Paige Van Zandt, quite the business trip. She got PVZ out of there in the first round, thus setting herself up for a run at the 115-pound title.
This girl has ridiculous stamina. The ability to push a pace that her opponent can't keep up with is one of her strongest assets. Her cardio is off the charts.
Our tale of the tape for this strawweight fight. More than 5 years apart, with the same height and reach. All right, now for the particulars, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting at the blue corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 7 wins, no losses. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weigh in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, Alexandra Stitch Albu. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 16 wins, 6 losses. She stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weigh in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Karachi Hottie, Michelle Waterson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, ready to go here with live action from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Well, as coachable as any fighter on the roster, here is the karate hottie Michelle Waterson, training out of Jackson Wink MMA in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 3 career wins by knockout, 9 by way of submission, and 8 first-round finishes. So Michelle Waterson, a fast starter, Joe. We'll see if she starts quickly once again tonight. She's going back to the jab.
They have started this fight off with a brawl.
All right, first round is underway now, and you got to watch out for her powerful overhand punches. Most fighters in this division, they know what's coming, but as yet they've been unable to stop it. Let's see how it goes here early on in this one. Oh, beautiful leg kick fire there. Can't take too many of those. Nice hook there by Waterson.
Oh, again. Clean inside leg kick.
Splits the guard, connects with the punch there, Joe. Albu gets hit with a kick. Oh, she got her head off the center line there, Joe. Slips the punch nicely. Splits the guard and connects with the punch. She's going back to that patented straight right hand, unable to connect. Oh, she landed a near perfect knee strike there.
Body shot.
Muay Thai clinch here, Joe. Could be trouble.
Oh,
big
vicious
knee.
knee. This could be it. She might try to finish this fight here.
We got to fight, folks. Oh, huge shot there, lands flush. That punch will work right through the guard. Well, that one should leave a mark. Outstanding leg kick employed there by Albu. Straight punch there again, been there all night. Oh, she landed the 1-2 there. How about that shin? Well, she continues to leave that head open, and she paid for it there. She's almost moving into the strike. She hasn't changed up her tempo, and she continues to keep her head on that center line. We'll see if she can make the proper adjustments here.
Looking for the left hook. High kick. Nice stiff jab.
Catches the kick there, Joe. Oh!
This could be it right here.
So under 30 seconds to go in what has been a pretty entertaining and active first round.
And separate.
Round 2 coming up next.
Take a seat. Deep breath for me. Breathe. Take a drink. All right, here we go. Listen, you're doing absolutely awesome. I want you to punch.
Brittany Palmer doing fine work as usual.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Here we are, early round 2. Oh, huge block for her, Joe.
That one hurt.
Well, overall, her striking has been sharp tonight. She has landed some good shots, but more often than not, Joe, she's been one and done. As yet, unable to string together significant...
Wow! This could be it. Tries some serious power in that kick, but misses. Oh, very nice. Oh, what a leg kick.
Nice punch there by the karate hottie. Hand speed, man. Nice job by the veteran there to counter with a jab to the head. Strong work on the feet by Waterson. Well, she has certainly landed a high number of total strikes here in round 2. She got the message from the corner to pick up the pace, and maybe it was just a matter of finding that striking rhythm, finding her range. She has certainly found it, Joe Rogan, here in round 2. Visibly limping here. Just over 2 minutes to go. Joe, she did not connect there. Waterson gets caught with that punch. Don't be afraid to get that head off the center line. Well, she got kicked flush to the body there, Joe, right underneath her elbow, right underneath that guard. But it almost looks as though she's moving right into it. So until she makes the adjustments, you can figure her opponent is going to continue to attack that area. She slips that left hand there. She missed with that jab. 1 minute to go in round 2. Oh, caught her with the head kick. Sniffed that one out as she blocks the kick. Oh, beautifully timed with that head kick.
Beautiful left hand there.
Al Boot going for the body, missed with that kick. Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue. Round 3 next.
Great round. Relax. Breathe. All right, here's some water. Now listen, I want you to stay sharp. Don't get suckered into that crap. I want you to get out.
Arianny Celeste on hand as usual.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway.
Oh! This could be it right here.
Oh, shot to the body connects there. Beautifully placed right underneath the elbow. She didn't really throw a lot of body shots overall in the fight, but in the latter stages, smart to work the body. Can you believe she is able to keep up this output just as she did in the previous round, landing a high volume of strikes here?
Oh! This could be it!
How about that shin? Oh, straight right. Straight right.
Whoa! Nice combination. This could be it right here.
Just over 3 minutes to go in round 3. Well, she got her head snapped back with that jab, Joe, and she continues to show a vulnerability here by almost leaning right into her opponent's range. Let's see if she can move that upper body and get her head off the center line.
Counters with a huge right hand. Really swung everything into that kick, but fell short.
Oh! Well, she's got a good jab, missed with it there. Oh!
This could be it.
Under 2 minutes to go in the fight.
Oh! This could be it right here. Oh! Whoa! This could be it. Big shots!
All right, we have reached the final minute of the fight. 1 minute remains in the fight.
Nice body kick.
Oh, she is absolutely getting lit up right now. She has certainly changed her approach here in the latter stages of this fight. She is trying to take the judges out of it. That'll certainly help that goal. Well-placed kick there by Waters. Some nice power there with the left hook upstairs.
Oh, to the body.
All right, so this one goes the distance as we await the official decision. Shouldn't be much suspense here. She should be the clear winner due to the amount of significant strikes she landed in this fight. She is all smiles, and rightfully so, after a big effort here tonight.
And here's another clean shot that lands. Round 3. Look at the force behind this kick that slams into the body.
All right, the official decision is in. It resides with the venerable Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 30-27. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, the Karate Hottie, Michelle Waterson.
So the Karate Hottie, Michelle Waterson, still getting it done in a career that dates to 2007. She just continues to evolve and round out her mixed martial arts game. And you can argue this might have been her best performance yet. Congratulations to the talented, the affable Karate Hottie, Michelle Waterson. It's a lightweight bout between Michael Johnson and James the Texecutioner Vick. Well, it's a rare skill for a fighter to be able to stand in the pocket and avoid taking significant damage. But if you've watched the film on this young fighter, that's exactly what he's able to do. He frustrates and exhausts his opponents, and he stays pretty relaxed because he's so defensively sound. He uses movement and defense to set up his offense. Consummate sticker and mover. He gets his head off of the center line, and even when you think you have him in a compromising position, more often than not, he's able to swivel that head and get out of harm's way. So here he is, one of the best athletes in this loaded UFC lightweight division, repping the Combat Club in South Florida, training under Henry Hooft. Here is Michael the Menace Johnson, talented southpaw, outstanding boxer, wrestler, great takedown defense. He's worked a lot of late on body maintenance, working on his conditioning and trying to maintain the speed and the wrestling that got him to be one of the best 155-pounders in the world.
This guy has incredible takedown defense. And of all the fighters in the UFC, he's amongst the most difficult to get to the mat.
And now our tail of the tape for this lightweight scrap. So these fighters are just a year apart. Some differences in height and reach as well. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer, holding a professional record of 13 wins, 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, James the Texecutioner. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 20 wins, 13 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, Michael the Menace Johnson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Well, good to be back at the Pru here in Newark, New Jersey as we get underway. James Vick known for his takedown defense. All right, so here we go with round 1, and you gotta be mindful of those overhand punches if you're his opponent. You know it's a big part of his game plan. Every time out, it's his go-to punch. We'll see if he can find a home for it here tonight.
This is a bit of a chess battle here.
Nice shot to the body there. Oh, beautifully placed in time kick there by Johnson. Well, he's got a strong jab. Missed with it there, though, Joe.
There's a nice kick. Tags him. He's feinting with that punch, showing that punch.
Oh, nice slip to avoid that right hand.
Feints with the punch. Nice leg kick.
Just out of range with that right hook. Well, his opponent found an opening there to the body. Nice hook shot there, but as he leans forward in trying to get into his own striking range, he's gonna pay the price there to the body. Gotta be careful. You don't want to eat too many of those power hooks downstairs. Just over 2 minutes to go in round 1. And he's looking for that left hand, just missed.
Big punch.
Vick's lower jaw now starting to show signs of swelling. Johnson gets hit by that leg kick. You may want to start checking some of these. And he connects there.
Oh, good power left kick.
Oh, head kick blocked, though, by Johnson. Swing and a miss with that straight left hand. Johnson gets absolutely melted by that head kick. Oh, and he tags him with the straight. Nice job there by Vick. Connects there with the punch. Oh, clipped him with the jab. Kick to the body by Johnson.
He's tagged him with the right hand there.
Glancing right hand up. The horn sounds for the end of round 1.
You won that last round. This round, you want to keep mixing things up. Use your punches.
Brittany Palmer is in the building.
You ready to fight?
All right, round 2. All right, so second round getting underway here. Competitive first round, Joe. Not necessarily a round of the year per se, but high-level action on both sides. Both fighters had their moments. Your thoughts on what we saw over the first 5 minutes?
Huge uppercut misses. Oh!
Oh, man, that cut not in a good place, and it's not getting any better. Let me show you the total strikes. Well, he left his head open there, Joe, and he got cracked with that jab. He was almost moving into it. So let's see if he can switch up the footwork here, Joe, and make the requisite adjustments.
That one hurt.
Well, some have gotten through, Joe. This shot is blocked. Oh, and there's a kick to the body, not having that one blocked by the long and rangy James Vick. Slips the punch.
Look at that nasty jab.
So a much different approach from him here in round 2. Took him a while to find the range, get in his striking rhythm. He has found it here, and as a result, has really picked up the pace in round 2.
Nice leg kick.
Back and forth we go. Oh, misses with the jab. Just out of range with that right hand. Very nice leg kick there by Vick. Ooh, blocks the shot. Vick gets in the clinch. That knee might have landed there. Johnson gets the tie clinch here. This is a very good spot for him, Joe. Underhook here. Oh, big right hand, yes. Under a minute now to go.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful kick to the body.
45 seconds remain in the round. Oh, that's a big block, Joe. Goes to the body there. 20 seconds left. Oh, that'll work. Counter jab to the head by Vick. Oh, and he connects there. Nice kick landed there by Johnson. And that's the end of round number 2.
Stop!
Sit down, relax. We got one more round. This is it.
Thank you very much, Arianny Celeste.
You ready to fight? Ready.
So here we go, 5 minutes remain in the fight.
So far, phenomenal performance that we're so privileged to be able to watch.
Well, not only has he stayed aggressive as he was in the previous round, landing a high volume of strikes, but he's also been efficient, not just with his strikes, but also with his body movement. Complete performance out of this fighter here tonight. Counters with a leg kick, heady stuff there by Johnson. Oh!
Kicked him in the face!
He's got him hurt here.
Big shots! There he swung with a haymaker.
Oh!
He's in big trouble.
Just out of the range with that right hand. How about that shin? Going to the leg kick now, and it's there. Nice job by Vick. Oh, he is starting.
He's definitely hurt.
Man, has his chin been tested early. Oh!
Kick to the face. Oh, he got caught.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's it. He's out. A huge front kick for the victory.
Oh, that was a no-doubter, Joe. That might even impress the likes of Edson Barboza. A tremendous kick to spell the end of the night for his opponent tonight. He couldn't have caught him much more flush than that, Joe. Full force, beautifully extends the leg right to the target, and that is the end of the fight. You gotta think his paycheck could be $50,000 richer after that highlight turned in here tonight.
And let's see that again. And he's out.
So a strong candidate for some bonus money there. A huge knockout for him here tonight. Near perfect execution. They'll be talking about this result for some time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 29 seconds of the third round. Declaring the winner by knockout, James the Executioner Benn.
So there's the man of the moment, just the way he drew it up here tonight as he gets his hand raised and does so emphatically by way of the KO. Perhaps some bonus money is coming his way at the end of the night. I'm not sure, still a few fights to go, but at the very least you can be sure his next fight will be a big one, and he will celebrate deep into the night with his teammates, his coaches, and his friends after this monumental victory here under the bright lights tonight. It is a welterweight matchup between Jorge Masvidal and Ryan LaFleur. So the decorated submission specialist has arrived on the greatest proving ground in mixed martial arts, and even at the UFC level, not a lot of guys are used to facing submission opponents at this level. Gotta think path of least resistance tonight is to take the fight to the ground and look to set up some of those patented chokes. Good to see a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner of this caliber where he belongs in the big show.
This guy has some of the best takedown defense we've ever seen inside the octagon. His timing and his utilization of underhooks and sprawl are world class.
So here is a pro dating to 2003. Here is the consummate veteran, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, arguably the greatest mixed martial arts athlete the state of Florida has ever produced, longtime staple of the American top team in Coconut Creek, Florida. He's got heart, the toughness to go with it, cardio, an outstanding jab, and a submission game to go with it. This is one of the more well-rounded welterweights in the world, and as such, he has vaulted into title contention.
This guy has one-punch knockout power, and when a fighter has that kind of ability, it's always a big advantage.
Our tale of the tape for this highly anticipated welterweight fight. So these fighters relatively close in age, just a year apart, with similar height and the same reach. All right, now for the particulars, we go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record of 14 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Ryan LaFleur! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a boxer holding a professional record of 32 wins, 13 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean draws the assignment here.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, we are underway here from Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. All right, here we go, round one. There he is, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Most of his fights in the UFC have gone the distance, but when he has finished, more often than not, it's been early. So you gotta be mindful of the Masvidal power here early on. Oh, nice punch there by Ryan LaFleur. All right, the first round is underway here. You gotta watch out for this fighter's powerful overhand punches can do damage from both sides. And even when fighters know what's coming, oftentimes they are unable to stop it. The New Yorker LaFleur gets in the clinch.
Caught him with a punch.
Look in the clinch there is good by LaFleur. Oh, he's timing his shots nicely now. Starts to get the combination going with the fists. Nice body shot there.
There's another
Back
one.
and forth we go.
Very nicely done.
We cross the midpoint in round one. First takedown attempt is there.
Perfectly timed sweep. Nice. Now he's in half guard. Oh, there's a good shot from the bottom.
LaFleur's hammer fist is blocked by the defense. 2 minutes to go in the round. Oh, nice punch there by Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
Tries to pass, but can't.
Ooh, postures up and now goes with the big strike to the body. Well done there by Ryan LaFleur.
Back to half guard.
Joe doing a nice job here staying busy from the bottom. Effective punch there by Gamebred.
He's posturing up here.
Hammer fist here by LaFleur.
Trying to pass here, inside control, can't make it. Right in his side control, that was beautiful. He's looking to take the back. Big punch from the bottom.
Oh, he found the target there. That'll work. That horn sounds means we have reached the end of round one.
Breathe. Okay? Your eyes start to swim. All right? It's not a big deal, though. All right? But you gotta keep moving. You gotta protect it.
Brittany Palmer is in the building.
Ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here we go with round two. Ooh, looks like that shot was blocked. The left hook lands on the counter. Gamebred gets hit with the overhand there. Well, he was landing hooks left and right earlier on in this fight. Watch for him to set it up again here. Masvidal's shot is blocked. Total strikes.
Showing the punch.
Leg kick checked by Gamebred. Oh, he lands the Superman punch. How about it?
There's a single attempt.
Changes his stance. Oh, massive head kick there. We'll see if he can finish. Oh! The New Yorker LaFleur gets in the clinch.
Stuffs the takedown.
One underhook.
Full sprawl.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that.
He stuffed that one.
And now he's got the title.
Big elbow!
Huge elbow!
He's definitely rocked.
Big left. Well, he was a little bit lackluster in round one. You can't say the same here in this second round. He has really picked up the pace, uptaking the aggression and the output, and starting to find his range here in the pocket. Nice knee to the body there by Jorge Game Dread Masvidal. 90 seconds remain in the round.
Easily stuffed that shot.
Nice job to stick with it there to complete the takedown.
Working from the mounted crucifix. He's doing a great job of moving and transitioning here on the ground.
LaFlair's hammer fist there. That one gets blocked. And he connects there. 20 seconds left to go in round two.
And moves to north-south. Inside control.
10 minutes in the books.
Hey, stop.
Last round. You got one more round for me? Give me a good 5 minutes here. You got this one, man. You just gotta keep throwing those jabs.
Arianny Celeste with us tonight.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway.
Now starting off this round, he might still be hurt. He's gonna want to look to be defensive and move and avoid getting hit and try to recover.
Nice slip there to avoid the punch by LaFlair. Back to the left hand now, unable to connect. Nice punch by Ryan LaFlair.
Drop down for a double.
Winded up on the right there to no avail.
Good exchanges from both fighters.
And able to avoid the punch there. Nice slip by LaFlair. Unable to connect with a right hook. Orthodox for much of the fight. He's going southpaw here, Joe. Well, most fighters can't keep up this type of aggression and pace, but you don't have to worry about this guy. He hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down tonight. How about that shin?
Oh, big body kick.
Just over 3 minutes to go in round three.
Oh, he is in trouble.
LaFlair's lower jaw is extremely swollen now.
Big
body shot.
to the body.
We passed the midway point of the third and final round. Nice hammer fist.
He lands a big shot from the bottom. Good shot to the body. He postures into place.
Change into the southpaw stance now, Joe. Effective punch there by Gamebred. LaFlair's kick to the body is blocked. Less than a minute now to go in the round. Well, he walked into his opponent's range there and ate that hook. He was unprotected, unguarded. And
oh, he tagged him. He tagged him with the right hand.
decent right hook attempt, but it's no good. 15 seconds.
Nice jab. straight punch.
Kick to the body by Gamebred. They go the 15-minute distance. What a fight! All right, so once again, we are glad we are commentators and not judges. This fight goes the distance, and it was a very close fight, Joe. Both guys had their moments. Truly a decision now that could go either way as we await it from Bruce Buffer.
And here's the end of the fight. Here we see a huge shot landed on the ground. And again here in round two, beautiful technique here. Times that strike perfectly. Round three, look at the force behind this kick that slams into the body.
We'll see how the judges saw it. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28. For the winner by unanimous decision, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal.
So Jorge Masvidal still getting it done, nearly 50 fights into a pro career that dates all the way back to 2003. And this man knows how to celebrate too. He embraces his American top team coaches there. Gamebred's always been a force. Now he's fighting though with more reckless abandon than ever and really letting his skills take over.
DJ Khaled.
The DA on my way here.
And straight ahead, we'll get to a featherweight matchup between the Korean Superboy, Doo Ho Choi, and Uriah Faber. All right, so here's the former WEC featherweight champion with 5 successful title defenses, mind you, the newly minted UFC Hall of Famer, the California Kid, Uriah Faber. He's gone the 5-round championship distance 7 times. As good a choke game as anybody in these lower weight classes. 17 wins by submission, 9 by rear naked choke, another by guillotine. You can be sure that is something the opposition has drilled repeatedly as they try to take out the big name Faber here tonight.
Uriah Faber has the full package. Outstanding wrestling, ridiculous cardio, devastating ground and pound, and some of the best submissions in the lightweight classes. He is one of the most loved fighters in the sport today.
So here's the Korean Superboy, Doo Ho Choi. At one point, he had won 11 consecutive fights, turned in the consensus 2016 Fight of the Year against Cub Swanson in a 3-rounder that really had it all. This is an outstanding striker, very conditioned guy, beautiful counterattacks, and he showed you in the Swanson fight. This man has the ticker and the chin to go with all the skills in the world. Sky is the limit, may sound trite, but this is a guy, Joe, that many people have pegged as a future UFC champion.
This guy can keep a pace that very few human beings can match. His cardio is absolutely outstanding.
Our tale of the tape for this featherweight fight. More than a decade separates these two fighters when it comes to the age. Some differences in height and reach. To get us started, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 34 wins, 10 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Sacramento, California, USA, the California Kid, Uriah Faber! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 14 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Gumi, South Korea, the Korean Superboy, Doo Ho Choi. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean has drawn the assignment here.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Well, New York has been all the rage, but this was a place we visited quite frequently over the last several years. Good to be back at the Prudential Center here in Newark, New Jersey, as we get underway. All right, round one is underway. Here is the outstanding striker. Oh, man, the canvas is shaking as he slams him down.
Big left punch.
Massive left hand.
Ooh, big elbow. Powerful hammer fist. Moves into north-south. Out of nowhere, this choke. He's locking that choke in.
He might get a finish here.
This choke is getting very tight. He might have to tap any second now. Oh, my God.
Will do it.
Great job in getting this fight to the ground quickly and getting an early submission.
Well, yeah, Joe, that was fun while it lasted. He told us he wanted to be at his most efficient here tonight. He certainly didn't waste a lot of time. He knew he wanted to get the fight to the ground. He gets the early takedown, and the submission follows shortly thereafter.
And here we can see it again. That's a real tight choke here. And one more time, nice technique here on this submission.
So there he is, your winner by submission. That could hold up as one of the better subs of the year. Near perfect execution tonight. Here's Bruce Buffer. He has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 23 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out, the California Kid, Uriah Faber!
All right, so we congratulate the UFC Hall of Famer, Uriah Faber. This was a clean, complete effort out of the former WEC champ tonight. And at the very least, a win like this serves to put him right back in the title conversation. Big, big W in a career full of them for the California Kid, Uriah Faber. And coming up next, it's a light heavyweight matchup between Daniel Cormier and Jimi Manuwa.
Sway wallabies, I follow policies. Always give a game every time she me. Shoot blanks, but you
Well, if you're looking for a guy from the UK who can become a UFC champion before it's all said and done, I submit to you Jimi Manuwa. They don't call him poster boy for nothing. This man has compiled as good a highlight tape as anyone at light heavyweight. Gifted striker, undeniable one-strike knockout power, pop in both hands. You know about the right hand. Corey Anderson knows about the left hook. So Jimi Manuwa, still as he approaches 40, very dangerous fighter and a perennial tough out for anyone at 205.
tell me how those numbers sound. Hit the bay and let Burner know that I wanna. In LA, get the Billy.
Well, Daniel Cormier is inching closer to the end of his professional career. Those are his words, not mine. But this is a man who may just go down as the greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time. He became a simultaneous two-division champion when he beat Stipe Miocic. That was July of 2018. And tonight, Daniel Cormier looks to continue what is one of the best legacies the sport of mixed martial arts has ever seen.
Daniel Cormier is a winner, whether it's in wrestling or in mixed martial arts. His drive, determination, and work ethic has proved to be a devastating combination.
Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight tilt. Manuwa is 37, Cormier is 38. Manuwa will have the 7-inch reach advantage. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer, holding a professional record of 17 wins, 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. fighting out of London, England, Jimmy Poster Boy Manuwa. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler holding a professional record of 22 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, Daniel D.C. Cormier! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki.
The referee for this one is Mario Yamasaki.
You ready? You ready?
And we are underway. All right, so here we go, early round 1. Here is Jimmy Manuwa. This man began his MMA career. Oh!
Oh! Nasty combinations here.
Slips the left hand.
Look at this, takedown! Excellent movement on the ground here, always trying to better his position.
Oh, that hammer fist attempt defended well. It's blocked.
He's got it, full mount. Look at this, he's out of it. Beautifully executed sweep. Full mount, very nicely done.
Well, just because you're on your back doesn't mean you can't throw offense. Staying busy here, you like to see that, Joe.
Good punch. Excellent posture. He's working from full mount again. He landed a left hand there.
And very effective with the ground and pound. Under 2 minutes now to go in round 1. Manuwa snows his cut now and results.
Oh, he's hurt. That's it. That's it. The fight is over. He landed a huge barrage of strikes all night long and finally got the TKO.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. It was that one big strike that started it all, led to the knockdown, and ultimately opened up an opportunity for him to force the referee stoppage in this fight. He was flurrying. He wanted to make sure he kept the judges out of the equation. Mission accomplished on that front as he gets the TKO victory here tonight.
And let's look at that again.
So a big win for him here tonight, and a big statement made with that TKO. Let's see how the promotion chooses to matchmake him moving forward. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki is calling a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 25 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Daniel D.C.
Well, what else can you say about the UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier, and still approaching 40 years old, and DC still finding a way to get it done. Very opportunistic when it comes to his submission game, picks his spots well in the striking realm as well. It is going to take a Herculean effort from the fellow 205ers to dethrone the champion, Daniel Cormier.
I'm on ships, roll it, cause a grip. I'm what's major now. Stop, boy. I got hot rods. It could get gangster now.
It's a women's bantamweight title fight between Amanda Nunes and Cris Cyborg. All right, here's the #1 women's bantamweight contender. She believes for a while she's been the best at 135 pounds. She's making the walk tonight, staring down the champion. Confidence, not an issue. fear not a factor, we'll see if this talented #1 contender can shed that label and leave with a new one as the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion.
As she makes her way to the octagon right now, her preparation has been perfect. She is in fantastic shape, she is focused, she is motivated, and she believes she will leave this cage tonight as the new champion of the world.
So here she is, the undisputed UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion. How about the confidence as she makes the walk here tonight? She wants to get in there, take care of business, and go eat some buffalo wings in the back. She's been the best 135er in the world now for some time. Another title defense, what's in front of her? She doesn't try to make the moment too big. And even though the challenger has a lot of momentum here tonight, she knows she's the hunted for a reason and is looking to prove that she is still the best in the world at 135.
The champion is making her way to the cage right now. Her preparation for this title bout has been absolutely according to plan. She is focused, she is in great shape, motivated, and determined to step in here and put on a championship-level performance and retain her title.
Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. 3 years apart, with the same height and a similar reach. Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Yves Lavigne. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world. It's his first fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a Muay Thai fighter, holding a professional record of 20 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, USA, presenting the challenger, Christian Cyborg Justino. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 17 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world, Amanda the Lioness Nunes.
UFC belt online. Protect yourself at all time. Obey my command at all time. If you want to touch love, do it now. Go back to your corner.
They touch him up, and we are underway.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right, here we go. UFC Women's Bantamweight title is on the line.
Looking to avoid that left hand. Attempts a big hook to the head, but misses.
Nice punch there by Cyborg. Well-timed kick there, Joe. Nunes gets caught with that punch. So both girls landing right out of the chute. Oh, now she's really starting to make her pay. The volume is starting to really tick up. Nunes gets double underhooks, Joe. One underhook here.
Spins around, gets the back.
Just over 3 minutes to go, round 1. Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. Eve Levine not seeing enough action. Oh, nice slip there to avoid the punch by Nunes. Well, she ate the straight hand there, and she's got to be careful now, Joe. I know she wants to be aggressive and set up her own offense, but she left the head wide open for damage there.
Nice.
Good combination there by Cyborg.
You got to be careful when you throw the same technique over and over and over again.
Found the target with that left hand, Joe. Cyborg gets caught by the inside leg kick. Again, working off of that jab. Nunes getting tattooed by that stiff jab. Oh, useful, well-placed kick there. Oh, hook to the head by Nunes.
Excellent head movement. James north-south position. Back to side control.
.45 seconds to go here in round one.
Side control.
30 seconds now to go in round one.
Now she's in half guard.
Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by Nunes. Making all these shots count. Second round, straight ahead.
Okay, stop!
Respira fundo. Respira pelo nariz. Respira pela boca.
Brittany Palmer holding it down for us here. Second round underway. All right, so round two is underway here. Both women had their moments in that first round. At times it looked like, oh,
This could be it right here.
big knee to the body. Oh, nice slip there to avoid the punch by Cyborg.
Oh!
Well, she ate that straight punch to the head, and she's got to be careful here. She has shown a vulnerability by leaning right into her opponent's range. Got to find a way to get that head off the center line and do better defensively here.
Feinting with the punch.
Oh, nice jab up top by Nunes.
Man! This could be it!
Try to establish that jab. Oh!
There's a nice exchange. Wow, big overhand right miss.
Well, she was a little bit hesitant in round one, but she has certainly picked up the pace here in this second round. It took her a while to find her range. She's in a strong striking rhythm now. Oh, nice jab by Cyborg.
That's a clean left hand.
Oh, nice technique to land that kick. And she connects there.
Just missed with that huge kick.
Damaging punch lands for her there. Under 2 minutes now to go. Inside leg kick lands there. Well, she has landed some very significant strikes here tonight. That is the good news.
Oh! This could be it right here. Oh! Big elbow! Body kick, look at that. Beautiful. Oh! Huge kick misses. Oh! Big kick. This could be it.
secures the takedown.
Excellent movement here on the ground.
10 seconds to go in the round. 2 rounds in the books. What an amazing round turned in there by both fighters as you hear the horn. Knockdowns on both sides. Doesn't happen all the time. We'll see who can make the adjustments heading into this next round. Arianny Celeste doing work as usual. Here we go, 3rd round of this championship.
Whoa! This could be it right here. Went for the head kick. Oh, this could be it.
Oh, huge right hand.
Nice leg kick. Oh, beautiful body shot there too. Landed a gigantic kick for the knockout.
Wow, Joe, all I can say is, wow, she might have even exceeded her own expectations here tonight. You know the kicks have been a big part of her arsenal, but that was about as perfect a land as we have seen in this division. Full extension, full power behind it, and you knew if she found an opening there, her opponent was going to be down for the count. A monumental knockout turned in by her here tonight.
Let's take a look at that again. Check out this angle here. Bam! Nighty-night.
So there she is, folks, a woman who now needs no introduction, the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world, getting it done by knockout and with major style points here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Lavigne has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 2 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout and new undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, Christiane Justino.
All right, so congratulations are in order to the new UFC champion. And what is it going to take to dethrone this new champion? She was absolutely on point here tonight. Big title opportunity. She took full advantage. Can't wait to see how her championship reign plays out.